Hello, my name is Daryl. I'm in Austin, live in Austin, Texas. I am a Libertarian, and I'm also a single dad with two kids, ages 5 and 7, that I have in daycare. One's in daycare, one's after school care, actually at the same place. And my video is about why government needs to back off of regulating daycares, among other things, and what harm they do and why. And I'll start off with what kind of in the different states and why there's a vast difference. First off, child care. A lot of states have regulations on. All states have regulations on child care, more than others. The more regulations the states have, the higher cost of child care is, which harms low-income people and single parents such as myself. Not just single moms, but single dads too, because I am a single dad. So, and to continue with this is kind of how it works. So, when it comes to daycares, the prices of daycares vary. For example, in Florida, it's about half the price as it is here. I know this because I talked to somebody from Florida. And so what makes it so bad is regulation or over-regulation. First off, somebody wants to start a business taking care of children, so they'll go through, and they have to go through a process with the state to be, registered with the state. And then in some states you have to register, you can be registered, or then you can be licensed too, depending if you have more kids. Well, in Texas, if you're licensed with the state, and I don't know what all the requirements are, but I check their website. When you're licensed with the state, and they come and inspect you, they have over 1,700 line items they go by. It's over 1,700. It's like 1,774 or 76. I forgot which number it was. Now, if it's a big daycare like a KinderCare or one of the more professional ones, it's over 2,200 line items that they look at, which is really ridiculous. That sounds like the line items you use when you're putting together like a 747 or like an aircraft carrier or something, not for like child care. People are like, well, that's okay. They're trying to make sure kids are safe. Well, yeah, but you don't need 1,700 line items to do so. Seriously, you don't. So you go through, and it's like, well, for example, here in the Austin area, during the summer, I pay $400 a week in childcare. During the winter, this winter, because my 5-year-old just turned 5 in this October, so he can't go to kindergarten until next year, so I'm paying about $300 a week because I'm paying one full-time and one for school care. So that is actually more than my rent. And you go to other states like Florida. I talked to somebody from Florida, and their child care is like half the price. Like during the summer, they're paying like $167 to like $200. Now, granted, that was from 4 years ago. For the person told me, so we'll just say $200. Now, unless the government regulations have changed, it may be more, maybe less, but we'll just go that with the safe assumption, just for argument purposes. And so when these regulations become more and more, it makes it harder for people to open businesses, and it reduces when you have the same demand and you reduce the supply, the prices go up. It's very simple economics. So the government really needs to get out of regulation, especially over-regulating. So what happens is, here in Texas, is somebody goes and they want to take care of more than like 2 or 3 kids. Well, they have to get a special license for it. I don't know what the number is, maybe 4, maybe 5. But if you're watching more than so many kids, you want to, and people know how much it costs. I mean, people aren't stupid, so they're going to charge a large amount. For an at-home daycare, you're going to pay to $300 to $400 a week, $300 to $350 a week for your children. Probably a little bit cheaper than the big ones, only because they have to compete. Now, the big ones, I'm paying about $400 a week, and the reason why I take it there because it kind of works for where I go to work and everything, and it's convenient to where I live and work, so it kind of works for my situation. Well, I wish I could find a less expensive one. When I was in Virginia, I went to an at-home daycare. I mean, the difference was, it might be that these people were charging me $250 a week for both of them during the summer, which is great. It's better than like $350 to $400 I was paying at the place I was going. Here in Austin, it's a little bit more expensive. It was in Hampton Roads. There's a lot of factors that file into that, but government regulation to me is a big one. So what the government does is they go and make these regulations, which either puts these people out of business, or when people who do retire, the new people can't come in to take their place, which causes the prices to go up. Then when some people say, you know what, I'm going to do it anyway, I don't care what the government says, and they go in and they start, and the government finds out about it, they go and shut them down. Look, we just saved children. No, you did not. You just screwed over about 2 or 3 families. This is like, maybe you had 2 families that were dropping the kids off to this house, maybe 3 or 4. So maybe they had like 5, 6, 8 kids running around the house, and they were taking care of them. The people, maybe you had a mom and daughter who were watching them, and they're making a little extra money for the family. So everybody who, the people running the business just got their business shut down by the government, which is none of the damn government's business, because this was a private contract from 2 private people, and the government interfered with it. But we did it for the children. No, you did it because you're a bunch of control freaks, is what they did it for. All right, and then the people who had them in daycare have to go look for somebody else to give them daycare, and then they have to pay more, which causes them more financial bind. Reduce the amount of spending power they have. It makes it harder for them to take care of their families, pay their bills. And yeah, but they said, we did it for the family. We did it to protect the children. No, you just screwed over 3 or 4 families. But they don't care because they think they're doing everything great. Well, guess what? You're not. The only thing you should be doing is making sure the people who are taking care of kids are not harming kids. Or, they don't even need to do that, because there are companies out there that will do the background checks. You can go in there and look for a place, and they say, hey, yeah, these people have background checks. And 2 of those websites are sittercity.com and care.com. They're 2 very good websites. And you can find yourself a babysitter, a nanny, and stuff. You can find out, hey, they'll even do background checks for you. You can even find ones where they've done background checks on these people, and they're good. And this is good. Other ones probably good. I've never looked at them. I'm sure Angie's List has got some stuff too. And also, I'm sorry, somebody's a pedophile and they've been caught, doing stuff with kids. They should be under the jail. They shouldn't be let out, in my opinion. And that's it. So pretty much the thing is, the government regulations, as much as they think they're doing things to help kids, the more regulations they have, the worse. The only thing the government should do is make sure the person who's a child abuser or a person who's done things to harm children should be taking care of kids, period. And also, when parents usually find out that the kids are being hurt, or people are doing a bad job with their kids, they'll go somewhere else. Good parents will. Now, you have some really dumb parents who go, they're so cheap, they're really not that bad. Okay, you know what? Some people are just stupid. They can't help it. Life is hard. It's harder when you're stupid. Well, there are people like that. I'm sorry. Sorry for the kids, but that's just how it is. But most parents, if they see something wrong, they'll take them somewhere. And if it's bad enough, they'll report them to the authorities. Like there's a story out of Iowa where they caught the people doing something horrible with their kids. What they were doing wasn't like totally horrible, but it was pretty just badly stupid. And they put the kids down in a nap. They just, they snapped them in a car seat, made them sleep in a car seat. Not just sleeping, it snapped in so they couldn't get out of it. Parents found out of it. Of course, they flipped their lid like they should have. And I think they called the authority and reported them. Then they went to the city council and said, you need more regulations. And no, you don't call for them to make it more expensive. Just make sure these people get arrested and put in jail, or at least get some sort of, criminal record for being idiots with kids, and that's it. So pretty much the best thing for government to do is pretty much stay out of it, unless it is just so horrendous after we reported that it has to be investigated. And that's it. I really think the government really needs to stay out of it. In some states, not completely. Well, yeah, they should stay out of it. And in states where, like here in Texas, where they're overbearing, need to cut back and let people decide who's going to take care of the kids without the government getting involved. Well, tell me what you think. Post below. And like I said, I'm not a clueless parent. I do make sure the people who take care of my kids are good. So please put your opinions down below. Okay? I want to hear what you think. Thank you.